I've done that too. It's, yeah, they're you can buy them, but basically you route out every.
Yeah. It's an old woodworking trick.
What's that?
It's an old woodworking trick.
Yeah.
Well, that
So
sounds
I've done
cool.
that too,
I
but
didn't
dowels
do
are
that.
good
So
stuff.
anyway, I was going through because it wasn't exactly flat because this board was warped from water. It seems like because this was kind of black, which I cleaned up mostly, and I was sanding it. And while I was sanding it on the table, it fell off the table and cracked
no.
again, like cracked over here.
That's
So I had to
That's frustrating.
ridiculous. I just barely put some felt right here so that the pedals wouldn't go beyond the floor level.
Well, there's a little squeak in there.
There's a squeak because we can take this off actually. So I'm in the process of creating a method of holding the knee board on. Julio told me not to replace this felt right here because it makes it easier for him to paint it. He doesn't have to cover it or something.
Is it the?
So the thing that's making it squeak.
It's right on that side there.
I'll show you where it's squeaking.
Okay.
It's pretty funny actually. So how I connected the pedal to the board is with these metal clamps that came with the piano. But Joe and I put the pins into the pedals first. Connected. So can you even see it? I cut this in half with a hacksaw because we couldn't. Well, we had already put the pins in, and Joe said we better not take the pins out because you know that the metal in the middle can't slip. If it's slipping, then that will make everything wobbly. And so I cut this, and I put rubber grommets in there, fed the pin through the, and that's what's squeaking. And then you can see on the edge, I put screws so that it won't flop around, wobble around. And then last night I put this felt on so the pedals weren't going way beyond on the floor, all the way down to the floor, right? So that they're even. Yeah, that needs to be taken out, but that Julio said he would do it. He said he wanted to do it, so I let him do that. And we have a missing rod for this right here, but Joe said to wait because
make it at the end.
Yeah, from this. I think this is this left on the sustain pedal?
Mm-mm.
No, this one is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So we know this one goes to this rod right here, and this seems to be okay, but this one I need to actually create that'll go up through this hole right here, and I don't know what size it needs to be yet, but when we put the action on, then we'll be able to figure it out when it's all
Did you
connected.
glue this on there?
Yeah, it's all glued. So it doesn't go beyond the floor. You can see where it broke.
Yeah.
The wood is completely...
Sure. Just missing.
And even with this screw right here, I didn't screw all the way into the wood so that the screw itself would hold the wood some.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this trap work is pretty messed up. Oh, and I reinforced the trap right here with a piece of wood so that it would be stronger. Because Joe's like, it's been cracking, like it cracked like 3 times, and I was like, that wood is really brittle.
Yeah, sure.
So
just like the Howard that he worked on a few weeks ago.
yeah, he's like, let's not mess around with it. Just put a piece of wood to make it stronger.
So you're enjoying this project?
Very much.
Good.
It's awesome. I'm learning just about everything.
Yeah, you're getting a taste
And
of.
do you want me to? So I replaced the bass bridge cap.
Mm-hmm.
I restrung the whole piano. You taught me how to do the. Is that called a mute strip?
And stringing cloth.
Stringing cloth. and I there was a crack in the soundboard that I had to, so I reinforced it with buttons and screws all the way up. And there still might be one little rattle or in the soundboard that we'll find after we have the action connected. And yeah. Oh, and I put the new casters on.
Looks like that needs to be. Gotta route that out a little better.
Oh, so it is touching on
Yeah,
the
it's
front.
touching a lot. You see
Oh,
that?
oh.
When you, so you don't just test it like this.
Right.
But you have to push against it, as hard as you can.
Yeah. Because the piano will do that.
The piano is going to be a lot more than that.
It's going to be like 700 pounds.
Well,
500
not all on
pounds.
this wheel, but yeah.
But still, okay, that's good to know. And now how would you do that? Would you just do that with maybe a wood chisel?
How do you do that, Jake?
With the hand router.
Yeah.
I like the hand router.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't do that just with a wood chisel, though? You could.
You could.
But it wouldn't look as nice.
The router's a lot faster.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah, you're right.
that looks good right there.
Yeah, both of these front ones need to have it done.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I also with this right here, this was
Scraping?
this was completely apart. Like this piece right
Yeah.
here was down,
I remember that. It was falling.
and it was this whole part was wobbly, and there were a few options for me to repair it. And what I ended up doing is Joe was thinking about maybe putting some angle brackets from this right here, which is solid, into the post right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, hey, wait a minute, I'll bet you if I put 4 wood screws right here,
Mm-hmm.
it will stabilize the whole thing, and it did.
Good.
So that was a simple solution. So I didn't have to add extra hardware,
Sure.
because that looks ugly, I think, with like an angle bracket and things. So, but now that's like totally solid.
Super solid.
Oh, another thing that I did, so I put four screws up through here, but on this side, I could, because it was so wobbly, I just undid this screw and I rotated it so I could work on the bottom. Because this is really difficult to work in such a small space.
Yeah.
Because a drill,
Sure.
a drill bit that's that long doesn't go into.
Sure.
It's hard to get that distance right there. So.
Do we still have that right angle drill? You seen that?
Yeah, we do.
Mm-hmm.
The one that you connect to.
Orange.
Yeah,
The problem is that
Have you seen it?
I've seen it.
Have you?
yeah. I used that one on that side because this one was stable. Yeah, that was very handy.
I bought that once like 10 or 12 years ago,
Yeah.
just
That's Old Harbor for
to
it.
do just a single project, which is usually when I buy tools like that. Harbor Freight's the place to go,
Yeah,
and
'cause
it's
cheaper.
lasted. I had one project where I just needed it was this much space, and I just needed a hole,
Yeah.
and it's lasted this long.
The trick with getting into a small space is that usually those things are not made for bigger bits,
Yeah, right.
which can be a problem if you need to use a bigger bit. But anyway,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, why don't
So,
we? Other than routing these out, are you ready for
well, I'll show you the last part of it.
to put this?
So this was the part that I was going to put on the knee board to hold it. So there was this one,
Because this is broken.
because that's broken, and Joe's like, if you don't want to mess around with getting the wood that was springy enough to actually do that, he said, do it with this. And we could put some leather here. And then, I started this here, but I had to take it home because my vise is much bigger and heavier. It's like a 50-pound vise, and the table doesn't wobble and stuff. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I do.
So, because I needed to bend it back this way. So this right here, when I was, you can see where I have the screwdriver marks
Mhm.
to bend it back. And so I basically recreated that. So I have two sides. I have one for here, one for here. And then we'll just go like this. And then have a piece of leather, like right here and here. And then I'll just hold on with the leather. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. This way. See that? This is here, this is here. Shh, and then you can slide it down and it'll hold the knee board.
Okay. Good idea. So you're just gonna drill a hole through that
Yeah, drill a hole and cut it with the hacksaw and
and
done.
just recreate this.
Yeah,
Some
I
version of that.
yeah, recreated it.
Oh, good.
It's not exact, but that angle was a little more, but you can understand why, right? Because I was
Mhm.
bending it back.
Yeah, sure.
But my vise was heavy enough that it could handle the pounding.
Yeah.
Going back the other way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Well then, other than these casters, can we get this piano upright today?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's ready.
All right. Well, let's do it. Let's.
And then I need to work on the
Do you want to
hammers.
grab that
That router.
router? Yeah. Router's fun.
It is fun, isn't it? Especially
Brigham, will you get a flathead
freehand.
screwdriver?
Freehand router is pretty cool.
It is cool.
It's a lot of power in your hands. You can like totally mangle stuff. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do.
Freehand router.
Your hand,
Or the
Either
wood. Or right into the wood. Like, oh, what happened? I didn't want it to go there.
right.
Here it is. Ta-da.
Okay.
Bit is still in it.
Did it? Did that bit work okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I can see that.
Worked
Yeah,
just
it's on
fine.
angle. Yeah.
The other bit, I don't know if we have it. The one that I've used for this job is the opposite angle. You know, rather than going down
Oh.
like that, it goes.
Oh, that would
Over.
work, wouldn't it? That would
But
work
you do
perfectly
need
with
you
this.
do need this little circle thing.
Yeah, I think that would
This
work.
this
for
little circle
job.
thing prevents
That-
you from making a complete mess.
Yeah, the
You see, you
other
can find a larger screwdriver, Brigham.
the other bit would work better, I think. Convex, I think they call it. So that worked pretty good on that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bigger
it
screwdriver
worked
for
good.
this.
Pretty good. The levels are good. The one thing I'm a little concerned about is the spring on the sustain pedal is not as strong as the spring on the, what is this pedal?
It's like a practice pedal.
Oh, maybe I could probably swap them. Because
Well, we've got lots of springs. Lots of springs.
yeah, so maybe,
So you don't need to use an old spring.
yeah, I think that it was just worn out over time because this spring is not very strong. Kind of wimpy, actually.
We do have one of the other types of bits, but we need a different router.
Okay.
It's a half-inch shank.
Do we have the half-inch shank router?
In the
Okay. Well, do you want to grab that? I think it's just screwed on with 3 screws, isn't it?
yeah.
That's really on there, huh?
Yeah, it goes on good.
I've used those new casters
Yeah.
that we bought.
Really?
Yeah, they're tight.
Yeah.
Like just they're always really, really tight.
Well, and I put these screws on with the impact.
Oh, yeah, it's even more tight.
Yeah.
I couldn't get them apart even.
You have that scrap wood over there. And if you're done with that clamp, those seem to be in high demand.
Oh yeah, I just took it off right just now.
Oh, okay.
It was, I was
Just
using
right
this
there.
to glue this. I'll make sure that.
Good morning, Dawn and Gary. Hope you're having a great morning. Thanks for joining us.
How about the, you know where the crowbar is? Let's try the crowbar. Because this is just a little screwdriver, isn't
I know where the
Might
crowbar
break
is.
the screwdriver.
it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What's that?
A crowbar and a screwdriver.
Yes, it is. A lot of leverage difference.
While he's getting that, show you guys the restringing David did on this piano. Looks really good. That's how a restringing should look.
Yeah, it looks shiny.
So, Stacy, what are the hallmarks of a good restraining job?
Could that be the job?
Right.
Well, I've never done a restringing, but it looks like
But you know.
like the coils, like the way it's coiled looks like pretty consistent throughout, and the strings are even. And what else do you guys have to add to that?
Show Stacy what a good restraining looks like.
I mean, this
I don't know if this is it.
it looks great.
Joe-
Compared to some others that I've seen,
Joe's
so.
Erard, that's the money. I wish that piano was still here, just so I could look at it.
Restring.
That crowbar took about 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Nice.
So
That's really good.
what you want? Well, I don't
Well, you have
know.
3 coils.
That I
on
feel
each
qualified
one. Is
for
that,
this
is that
job.
like standard, or does that just make it look beautiful?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
how
3
Joe
yeah.
liked it. 3, and you want the
Is that
Beckett's.
standard, or is that just like how a preference?
No, that's standard.
Okay, because that's what I usually see. So
Yeah, so
yeah.
you want the Beckett to be in about the same angle for the 2 strings because you're going out and back, and you want to have the coils tight. Now,
Yeah, they look nice and tight.
and you want to have
And
the.
look at the height of the coil
Yeah,
too
so-
is just right.
So I don't have it here with me, but I used a block of wood that
To
was
measure it.
about right to right there,
Mm-hmm.
so that when I had the pin driver on hitting the block of wood,
Oh, you
it
wouldn't go
was-
too far.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
15
Yeah, there-
sixteenths, which
it's
is
even.
what Joe said it should be. I measured it, and when it went down there, it would like pop the block of wood, and so I knew I was
Then
there.
you knew you were right there.
And it sped up the
That's
time,
actually-
so I didn't have to measure it with a ruler.
That's a super good idea.
And so that's why it's fairly consistent. And then
This little round thing.
you want to make sure that where the piano wire goes into the Beckett, that it's tight.
Jacob was saying how he's seen some Steinways with 4.5 coils. So
Oh. And
they like to do things differently.
and also you want to have the wire about halfway, intersecting the Beckett hole halfway. Joe said that you could have it up a third or down a third, but ideally you want to have it halfway. That means that it's flat.
That is a lot of little nitty gritty details that make a good restringing.
Yeah. And I tried to do that.
Definitely not something you could just do on your own and pick up, but
No. Yeah.
there's a lot of tools involved too.
Yeah, like you feel like you're doing surgery when
Yeah.
you're restringing. Like I had so
Yeah.
many tools.
It looks beautiful.
Thank you. I had a good teacher. I wish we still had the Erard so I could just go look at the stringing. Because it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
I did take some pictures.
Yeah.
Although I do appreciate having it gone.
Oh, no, I know you do. I can understand why you wanted to get rid of it.
I just
Especially
wanted
when
to
you found a
sell
buyer.
it.
What's that?
Especially when you found a buyer.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, you can have that if you'd like.
Actually did a piano like 2 weeks ago for a couple that they were watching it. They bought one of my old
Oh, yeah.
pianos, like an old rebuild.
They've been
And,
watching it.
They'd been watching it, and they're like, just out of curiosity, how much did it go for? And when I told them 18, they were like, what? Are you kidding me? And I was like, oh, was that too much? And they were like, we were thinking 30 at least. Did I tell you that, Stacy?
And you're like, wait, maybe I should have.
Like,
Next time,
interesting.
we'll know better what to do.
Now we know. It's hard to know, right?
Yeah.
That was such
Like
a
there
unique,
isn't a blue book, is there?
It was a very unique.
Yes.
The whole thing was so unique.
That would be handy if there, but there isn't that much restoration going on, is there? Like in the world,
No,
like
no,
because it's highly specialized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
absolutely.
There we go.
So Jake, you just did this yesterday on the Kroger. So that's something that I guess I didn't. I forgot to mention to. I think it was Jackson that was working on the Kroger, and he put in new casters, and you've got to really push hard, try and simulate the weight of the piano on it, and see if it'll turn 360 degrees.
You don't want that loose, do you? Spinning it.
Okay, do you want to do it, David?
Yeah. 20,000 RPMs, exactly. You don't want that loose.
Okay, so adjust it so that this little circle thing
We'll hit the.
will hit the inside, and then lock
That's
it
a
right
nice
there.
router. I like the wood handles.
And then we need to get you some. Found you.
Yeah, it's very, very loud. I know these things. Oh yeah, and I prefer to work with a headlamp. It's my old eyes.
Looks really cool that way too.
Oh yeah,
It's like serious business.
this is serious business.
Good morning, Carmel.
Here, I'm gonna put my headphones in just so that I have something, a buffer, so to speak, because routers
It's
are
loud.
Oh, he's yeah,
He's doing.
because it's very loud.
Should I back up? Okay, we'll just get a smile for me before David.
I could have sworn.
1, 2, 3.
These.
Yay. Thanks. Got a good picture.
You did have like 8 of those.
Now down to 2. So you have to watch out right there.
Where it's going against the.
This you will have to freehand.
Yep, totally freehand.
Actually, I don't know how much you'll.
Well, that's true.
You want to get that on?
It's pretty close.
Can I stand behind you?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think that's good. The depth is good already.
Is it?
It won't go much. That's. It's mostly needs to be routed out on the bottom, I think.
Yeah.
All right, we ready?
So let's.
You want something for your ears?
Before. Yeah, I do.
You're almost as close as I am.
That's
Yeah.
what made me nervous. Yeah.
Here, I have my headphones. We'll
Do you wanna
take
go-
the sound
you
out.
wanna- Yeah, Scott will grab something.
Oh, okay. These are nice.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah,
They're definitely better than those red ones.
better than Harbor Freight.
Sleep on a plane with those.
It's like there's a chamber in there
Mm-hmm.
to deaden the sound. It's
Yeah.
really nice.
Well, what's the brand? We should.
3M.
3M.
That's the real deal.
Okay.
None of this cheap Harbor Freight
I
stuff.
don't know where I got that.
I might need to get me some of those. Those are really nice. And they're comfortable too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hearing is important for
Where'd you
a
find
piano
those?
tuner.
Hanging up on a pipe. Oh. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, plug your ears.
We'll see if we can get this power supply to work.
Just imagine.
Little nerve-wracking having it start like that. Should I go all the way around, you think? It wasn't really hitting up here.
There might not be enough space right there and there. I don't know. Try it. See how
Okay.
far you can go.
Now that's fun.
Yeah.
You looked like you were out.
Let's see.
Grab a hammer.
Yeah, a hammer.
Here's a hammer.
Yeah,
Nice.
those are really
Oh, I thought
good.
you meant like.
Like I could hardly hear.
Good. Okay, you want to do the other side?
Yeah.
It's not as loud as I thought it would be. It's really quiet, actually. It's like not as loud as the drill press. Or the band song.
So we tweaked the cord. It's so persnickety. Did it get it?
Yeah.
Haha, good.
Yep.
Come on, you dumb. That's the one thing about this. There we go. Wow, those things are amazing. I got to get me some of those. Yeah, with the strings. Yeah, that's good. That's all I needed. Nice. I like that. It was tricky with the screws. I had to go up over the screw, but it took enough material off that it's, yeah, that won't hit anymore.
Good.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, let's want to put it upright?
Put it upright, yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's see, so the only thing that's gonna fall-
You take that, and the four of us will.
So,
Oh.
Yeah, we went underneath.
With a tilter?
Yeah, with the tilter.
Okay.
It fits exactly
Does it?
underneath.
All right, let's do that. Is there a tilter in the workroom?
Julio had one, I think, in his shop, but he probably has a piano in it now. Oh, this was my junkyard under there for a while. It's a nice tool. Very nice router. I love those wood handles. They feel really good.
It kind of looks like a tuning pin with a ball at the end.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's my junkyard.
Did you see the new tack and die set?
Yeah. Think it has enough sizes?
Yeah, exactly enough.
I hope so.
There's exactly enough space. They're really nice blocks. It's like it was planned that way or something.
What's that?
The height of the blocks.
Oh, it was perfect. I know.
It's like it was planned that way or something.
You know what? It actually wasn't.
It wasn't?
Those are from, those were left here from when it was a dress store.
No way.
Yes.
So literally not planned
It
for it
literally wasn't planned.
at all.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, let's get this extension cord out of the way. Stick on this one.
Hey, so is your old boss Darren Hill?
Darren Hill worked for it. He was a sales manager of the VP of sales at Imagine Learning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good guy.
He is a good guy.
He went on like a year-long excursion with his children, and then he started working again after he left Imagine Learning.
So he's now
It may not have been a year, but they went all over the world.
to the.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That would have been fun.
that sounds awesome, doesn't it?
Would you like
We must
that?
have been rich. Could be rich.
So he's.
We ready?
Okay, should we lift up and pull the blocks out? Let's pull these blocks out.
Oh, I remember these blocks.
On this side, these green ones, on the bottom first, and then those. Okay. Okay.
Shall I be here at the top?
Why don't,
I think, or
no.
or you
Why
want me
don't
to move the
Yeah,
blocks?
why don't you move
Okay.
the blocks? Ready? One,
Okay.
2, 3.
Okay, it's out. Big piece. Ah. It dwarfs the.
Yay!
Hey.
Tipping time.
Hasn't been
About
upright
time.
in
And you.
2 months. At least 2 months.
Inch this way. Right, yeah.
That string's so strong.
So Carmel's actually now, she was just recruited by
Railroad.
a company called Railroad
Uh-huh.
that
Darren is one of the founding partners.
Yeah.
So she
It's
works
cool.
with him now on a daily basis.
With for mommy.
Uh-huh.
It's cool.
Yeah. And he's an awesome guy.
Yeah, really sharp guy.
Why does that piano say "Come as you are" in dust?
I was wondering that. Someone's a Nirvana fan. I was thinking probably Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson, and I think
I
he
think
also
so.
wrote "You Are Worthy" on the piano that was over
Yeah.
here. I don't know what
Is that also a Nirvana thing?
It wouldn't surprise me. I don't know.
There's a lot of air in this chair. Air in the chair.
That wasn't me. I haven't been doing that yet. Soon I'll be regulating. So one thing I need to do is clean this up. Now that it's upright, yeah. Because I didn't want to get it on the strings.
What are those?
Now it's not moving.
What are those screws behind the strings?
Okay, apparently we.
Oh, that's supporting the soundboard.
I thought it was because
The
there's
soundboard has a
cracks.
crack.
Might be the back one.
Oh, right, and two
Apparently we have
cracks.
to put it back on its
Why?
back.
Why?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Is there some missing?
No,
What?
it's the back one isn't turning.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Try and wheel it. On this side.
Funny. Because we checked that side and it was fine.
This side fits fine, works fine.
Not so good. Holy cow.
Okay. Gonna open that back up and
Yeah.
spin this around. I'll put the router back in. Well, why don't we end the Facebook Live thing now, since we're just doing what we just did. So there you have it. Facebook Live. See you next week.